can tell a lot about a person by their name. Maybe it also tells us a lot about the parents. So if a couple names their beautiful baby boy Methamphetamine Rules, yep, you heard me right, what does that say about mum and dad? Well, let's ask mum, Kirsten. Kirsten, did the epidural block the brain? Why would you do this to your baby boy?
You know what? I did this in the name of journalism, Ali. It was all for a show I'm working on called What the FAQ on ABC at 9 p.m. Wednesdays. We answer viewer questions and we had one about baby names. What we were trying to find out was what the registrar names a baby if the parents don't come up with an acceptable name, because that's what actually happens if parents don't lodge a name that's acceptable. So we were just trying to find out what that process was, and we did ask them directly, but they didn't tell us how they choose a name. So we thought, well, we're in the perfect position to find out. We'll lodge a name. When I had my beautiful baby boy at the end of July, we'll lodge a name that's so outrageous that it couldn't possibly be accepted. But unfortunately, it did somehow slip through.
So you never expected the name to be approved. So, I mean, it was a bit of a risky move. What was your reaction when it was? And dare I ask your husband's?
Look, I was in complete shock. I knew there was, in theory, a very, very, very small risk that there could be some kind of human error or a system failure, but I really didn't think this would happen. So, look, I was in shock at first, and then I just had to laugh. My husband, he said I was a fool, or he used a harder word than that, but he was fine about it, really, because we're in the process now of getting it all sorted out.
I'm just trying to imagine that phone call to the grandparents and say, your grandson, he's arrived. Please meet baby Methamphetamine Rules.
Yep, that was a tough one. I had to frame it to the grandparents as a journalistic whoopsie, and reassure them that beautiful little baby Meth would actually have a real name. That is, I promise you, it's a normal, beautiful name that they will all love, and he won't be baby Meth forever.
I'm not sure I've ever taken my job so seriously that I've risked my baby ending up with a name like that.
Well, I mean, you know, that's what we do on this show. We will do whatever it takes to try and find the answer to people's questions. I guess we've inadvertently shown there might be some flaws in the processes at the Registry of Births, Deaths and Marriages.
Has the Birth Registry explained how the name Methamphetamine Rules slipped through?
They did say that they have staff members review all information that's provided by parents. So whether somebody was having a very busy day at work and just flew past this one without noticing, or didn't recognise the name methamphetamine and thought, I don't know, we're not exactly clear on how it happened, just that it shouldn't have happened.
So in your arms right now is baby Meth. Can we get a closer look?
I'll try. He's a very snoozy little boy at the moment. I'll try and wake him up a little.
He's been pretty perfect at the moment. He's adorable. So what happens now?
So we're in the process now. The registry have been really good at working through this with us, acknowledging that it shouldn't have happened, and we're going through the process of getting a correction done. So it won't follow him around forever. It's not going to be on his birth certificate. He won't have to declare it as his name.
Okay, because are you sure about that? Because I know that when you fill in a passport forms, it asks, have you ever gone by another name? So baby Meth won't have to tick yes to that?
No, he won't, because that's if you do a change of name. So this is a different thing. This is a correction, so there's no endorsements on the bottom of the birth certificate that way.
I know it was all planned as a bit of a stunt. Did you take it too far?
No, I don't think so, because I would hope that there are no parents out there who, you know, would seriously call their child a name like that. But if they are calling their child a questionable name, I think we've shown that needs to be some better checks on it.
Because, I mean, I know that some people will no doubt find it hilarious that you've done this and the reasons why, but others, I imagine, are appalled.
Yeah, well, that's okay. There's no lasting harm done. We checked what the risks were before we did it, and we've shown that there probably needs to be some tightening up on the processes to make sure that when people fill out these forms that they are actually checked properly.
Do you worry the nickname Meth might stick, though?
No, we're not too worried about that. I don't think people will care too much about this story by the time he's grown up enough to acquire a nickname.
So can I ask you this, would you do it again?
Well, probably not knowing that the outcome of this. But, you know, we've, I think, done a journalistic service.
So will you tell him one day? I mean, it's a pretty good story, I guess, to share at his 21st, isn't it?
Yeah, of course we'll tell him. Of course we will.
All right, well, I tell you what, Kirsten, you got a story to tell, don't you?
Yeah, I guess we do.
Well, a baby boy named Beth, I reckon that we've heard it all now. Thank you, Kirsten, and good luck with him.
Thank you.